welcome to the show. And movie reviews tonight, I am talking the 2025 science fiction thriller, Ash. Let's not waste any time though. We're going to jump right on into it here. If you haven't seen the trailer for Ash before, this focuses on a group of astronauts who are searching for a new planet that humans can survive on. When they think they found the perfect one of the group awakens to find the entire team dead with no explanation and time running out. It's only at this point that she discovers something more insidious is at work. And there it is, folks. That is Ash. Now, Ash had a limited theatrical release back in the end of March. I didn't get a chance to catch it just because there was so much stuff going on, and there were a few movies out there I was trying to make sure I got a chance to go catch in theaters at this time. So I'm happy it had a quick turnaround, so we all get a chance to check this one out, see how good it is. There's a number of cast members in this one that I know that I'm not the only one that I've enjoyed a number of other projects. Isa Gonzalez, Aaron Paul, Iko Uwais. I know there's a bunch of Breaking Bad fans out there, but I'm going to go a different route with From Dusk Till Dawn, the series on the El Rey network that Isa Gonzalez starred in as Santanico Pandemonium. That's right. She took over from the Selma Hayek role. I definitely recommend checking that show out if you're a From Dusk Till Dawn fan. It's a great reimagining of the actual movie, and it does a really, really good job with the source material. Totally worth checking out. But with a lot of those names attached, that's where my interest in the film was. The trailer itself didn't really give me the best representation of what I was watching. And honestly, I hate to say it, but I felt that the first watch of this movie didn't really do that either. You know, there's a lot of horror movies out there that work best when they don't let you in onto what's going on here. But I think the problem is the concept that Ash uses would really have benefited from us knowing that from the jump. This film has a lot in common with movies like Screamers, Starship Troopers 2, and obviously most notably, The Thing. And if I say those names, then you should have an idea of what the movie is eventually going to kind of build up to, what kind of story it's trying to tell about infiltration. And with all those films, we get a good idea of what's going on long before we get to the end of it. And I think the issue with Ash is that this is a film to where it just works so much better having that information beforehand. We're watching the film through the eyes of Riya, who's played by Isa Gonzalez. And Riya is very much having issues with her memory. She doesn't remember what accident happened, why the crew is all dead, why she's the only one there, a distress call that she may or may not have made, what ended up killing all of the crew members. She doesn't have any of that information. And throughout the film, it's presented in bits and pieces and minor flashbacks. We get an idea of what actually ended up occurring, but the problem is that it's kept too close to the chest until way later in the movie. And so it's a case of, all right, is it space madness? Is there some gas that they all breathed at this point? Like, what's actually going on? And it really did take away from the enjoyment of it. I definitely felt on my second watch through of it, I had a much more enjoyable time because, like those other movies that I named, I knew exactly what was going on. So now it's just the case of looking for those small signs. Like, okay, well, did this person do this earlier on and that would have given me a big heads up? Did I notice this not moving or this object not being referred to? All these kind of things that we think about when we watch films like this, that really gets you thinking. And with those other movies I named, a lot of those give us the opportunity to see that the first time we're watching or we're walking through it, the first time we're experiencing all this. This movie did not, and therefore I feel that a lot of us are left lacking with a lot of questions until we reach the very end. And it just makes it for a bit of a frustrating experience on that initial watch. That said, though, it is absolutely worth a second watch because once you have all the information of the plot and where it's ultimately going to go, this is one film that really benefits from you having all of that information because it's plenty bloody. There are some brutal, visceral kills here. The light work in this is phenomenal. I really love the set pieces. Like, I'm a big fan of movies like The Martian, honestly, to where we're left in just a desolate place with just some, space habitats, and that's about it. I really enjoy that kind of set dressing for whatever reason. I don't know why that speaks to me, but it really does. And there's a lot of that here in Ash. Now, if you're not a fan of those claustrophobic kind of spaces and it looking futuristic while outside is bleak and dismal, it ain't got nothing for you here in that one. But what I will say is that color is used very much to the advantage of the filmmaking styles. It does make things seem a little bit more violent, a little bit more scarier than what I'm sure that they are. I think it actually helps out a lot with the storytelling of this film. The cast again does a good job, but Isaac Gonzalez is really who we're spending the majority of the time with. Aaron Paul would be the second most person that we have the time with here, and I think that is another downside of it, is that we are left already wondering whether or not Isaac Gonzalez's Riya is a trustworthy character, and because we already have that, isolating her by herself just seems like a very weird decision to go with narratively, because if we're going to trust that person, that's who we want the point of view to be behind, honestly. No, it's not foreign for us to get a point of view from a villain or from somebody that turns out to be the villain of the film. But that being said, I do feel the narrative is told very differently when we're getting stories like that. So I do think there could have been some choices made to make it a little bit more clear. And of course, I think that having the information about what's actually at hand here, what is the danger that this group of astronauts were facing, I do think that was information that should have been dropped in the beginning to make this film more enjoyable. It will not be on the level of those other films I named. I enjoyed this the second time around, but I don't feel that you should have to watch something twice to get around to that enjoyable aspect of it. Whereas all those other movies I named, that's the first time to where I go through it as like, I love this. So that is a downside here with Ash, is that if you have to watch it twice to make it good, that means that the message isn't exactly as clear and concise as it should be. Either way, it is available for y'all to go and check out right now at home. I do believe it's on Shudder. Go and check that out. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Am I off base by saying that this is a film that would have benefited from you knowing the entire score at the very beginning? Or does it work out well that we don't learn that to the end? Let me know that in the comments section. And I mentioned the movie Screamers and Starship Troopers 2. If y'all like those, show some love for those in the comment section, because I love those movies and they get shit on quite a lot. So let me get some love for Screamers and Starship Troopers 2. But with that, also make sure to get subscribed to my link tree, because I have so many great reviews coming up, y'all. We're hitting more of my spooky summer spectacular with Final Destination 6. We're going to go back into The Bondsman. Y'all, we have Bring Her Back coming up. We have so much stuff here to cover, including the final 2 episodes of season 2 of The Last of Us. Don't want y'all to miss any of that. So go get subscribed at linktr.ee/T Scary Movie. If you get subscribed there, that'll give you access to the YouTube page for the video versions of the show, your favorite podcasting platforms, the audio-only versions of the show, my Letterboxd page for written reviews and movie rankings through the year, to my TikTok page for full movie reviews, movie news, and movie premieres, my Twitch page for horror gaming, and my Fangoria shop page, where you can enjoy a 20% discount off anything in the Fangoria shop. Take advantage of that, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. I have my coverage of Better Luck Than Chuck, the first horror trivia show, coming up for y'all real soon as well. You don't want to miss any of that, but that is it tonight, y'all. My name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared.